This morning, the Border Patrol stops them in Douglas, Arizona.
Okay.
With a 17-year-old that's a missing juvenile.
And she's the one reporting the murder and arson.
But they also said they burned the house down too.
Right.
But obviously the house ain't burned down.
Right.
Okay. There's nothing like deep, like, oh, I went on a killing spree. No, it's not what happened. Okay.
On May 5th, 2023, a detective from the Canton, Ohio Police Department contacted the Sylvania Township Police Department to request a welfare check on a woman named Nicole Jones. The detective informed the Sylvania police dispatcher that a 17-year-old girl, Kaitlyn Coones, had been reported missing from her foster home in Canton. The detective further revealed that Kaitlyn had contacted her caseworker, claiming to have killed 2 people, one of them being Nicole Jones, the mother of her boyfriend. The detective identified Kaitlyn's boyfriend as Jonathan Jones, noting that he lived with his mother, Nicole, at an address on Timbers Edge Blvd in Sylvania, Ohio. Acting on this information, officers from the Sylvania Township Police Department proceeded to the home. Upon arrival, they encountered 2 U.S. Marshals already at the scene. The following bodycam footage captures the interaction as the officers and Marshals prepare to investigate the disturbing claims.
How you doing? That's kind of I read it as I'm coming down here. It's kind of a weird one.
Yeah. Christopher Dot
There's a package on the front porch. It looks like it's been there a week.
Okay.
H-O-D.
He knows more about the details of
Okay.
that.
You guys are Marshals?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you working with the detective? Is Canton?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a fugitive investigation, but then I guess
The one lady
girlfriend
said that she killed her in arson.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't obviously
So
fit,
I don't know if I
But they're
think.
supposedly they took mom's car. The lady that lives here, they're in her car somewhere.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Do we know how old she is?
He probably does.
Okay. You checked the doors or anything?
I checked. You can look right in on the patio. It's dark in there.
Okay. Say if it's unlocked, we're just going to go in.
Check that door. I don't know if you tried this one.
No.
I do got my RAM and stuff, but obviously it's your.
You know, I'm gonna of anything see if we got a
key holder. Or
key holder here or the property manager. Usually they have somebody.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I kind of read it. I'm going to see if she's seen her. This lady has got contact numbers for the house here. It says she hasn't seen this lady in a long time, but a gentleman comes in and out.
So what happened is this dude was on bond for Wood
The son.
County. The son.
Right.
He was supposed to show up for sentencing or something like that.
Okay.
This morning, the Border Patrol stops him in Douglas, Arizona.
Okay.
With a 17-year-old that's a missing juvenile.
And she's the one reporting the murder and arson.
But they also said they burned the house down too.
Right.
But obviously the house ain't burned down.
Right.
So right now...
So we have no idea where she is.
We don't.
Okay.
So I'm going to verify the plate comes back here of the car the border. So the Border Patrol stopped them and said, hey, we got this one guy here that's missing juvenile. And the sheriff's office down there, they may have 2 or 3 guys. And
see if she's seen her.
They let him go.
Okay.
They're like, we don't have time. So now...
Did he go into Mexico? Or?
I don't know. Okay. Now we're scrambling in the FBI. But then in the midst of that, they called and said, this murder, but they have her car.
Okay.
So that's why...
So we verified that this is actually her car to this
We're going to do
residence?
that right now.
Okay.
We're firing up leads right now.
We got a lady that's going to check. Like you said, she's got phone numbers, and I think it's a number that's not the owner, but somebody else. And she's seen a man going in and out of here.
That's probably her
so,
guy. We got the window all the way open.
Okay.
We can just step right through it.
Yeah, let's go in. We'll go.
I mean, I don't see no... Sit out here and mess up the block.
Yep.
Move that table, though. Don't break the shit.
432 out here with us.
Dispatch, 432, your emergency's going off.
Just turn it off and on. You want to come to that door then?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, reset. Accidental 1127.
486 dispatch, we're going to make entry here.
Copy. Aaron close to the bridge.
Huh? Police Department!
Right here, quarter.
Yeah, that car's in Douglas, Arizona. Yeah, that way, yeah.
I wonder if they could have did this arson somewhere else.
How about the garage? Did you guys check the garage?
Yes,
Anything in there?
you would have heard it.
Shake plate. No, I meant, is there any vehicles in
No.
there?
So this right here was brought in. Yeah, of course.
Why don't you, Dave, check that mailbox and see what is in there.
Okay.
What kind of mail.
All right.
Yes, the detective from Lake said that this guy was supposed to move in to take care of her.
Oh, Al Garin?
Yeah.
Yeah, used to be a county guy. So is that battery or is this pill?
I don't know what that is.
Because it sounds like pills in there. I don't want no sugar.
I'd like to know where she is. Hopefully she's in a facility.
Medline Industries.
Okay. Aaron, now open the left turning.
I don't know, guys.
Letter from adult probation. All of them are empty. Jesus. I'm going to run out and give our detectives a call and see, have them come out here if they ask where I went. Hello. Did you hear a call on Timbers Edge? Okay, we were sent over here from a detective in Canton. It's in regards to the safety of the individual that lives here at 7456. When I get here, the Marshals are here. And they're telling me that this lady's car was stopped down in Arizona by the son and the girlfriend. And the girlfriend reported to her caseworker that they killed her and burned down the home. Okay, the home's not burned down, but we had enough to kind of go through in the window and went inside. It's kind of a mess, but we don't know where this lady is. We don't know if the son and this girl took her and on the way down to Arizona, I don't know. So basically what we have is the woman that's living here is unaccounted for.
After detectives searched the house with no success, the puzzling mystery grew deeper. The FBI and U.S. Marshals issued a fugitive warrant for Jonathan Jones, and the missing person report for Kaitlyn Coones quickly spread across the country. Luck was on the side of the police, and on May 8th, both Jonathan Jones and Kaitlyn Coones were located by Mexican authorities in Juarez. At the time of their apprehension, they were driving Jonathan's mother's 2021 Buick Encore. Mexican authorities also found Nicole Jones's wallet, credit cards, and ID in the vehicle. On May 9th, Mexican authorities released Kaitlyn Coones to the FBI at the El Paso, Texas border station. Her boyfriend, Jonathan, was held for an additional 2 days in Mexico due to marijuana being found in the car. FBI special agents, eager to gather more information regarding the alarming text Kaitlyn had sent to her caseworker, brought her in for the following interrogation.
All right. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. So really quick, Kaitlyn, just to let you know who we are, why we're here, what's going on is, let me show you our credentials. So my name is Kaitlyn. I'm a special agent here in El Paso with the FBI, and this is my partner Hannah Massa. And so the reason why we got called in is because we were notified that there was a juvenile that was in Mexico, a U.S. citizen, and that got, was going to be deported back. So we're here because we just want to talk to you, figure out what happened, how you made it down there, if you were treated okay, because obviously...
I don't really want to talk about it. I already talked to the police about it.
In Mexico?
Yes.
Okay.
They had a translator.
They have a translator? So what Colette's trying to say is, like, our concern is that because...
I know nothing bad happened. I was just down here for a week or so, and then when I went to go use the bathroom, that's when the Mexican police pulled me aside and was like, "You're gonna have to come with us. You don't have a traveling visa."
Okay.
That's what happened. And besides that, nothing else happened. I've been to a couple Mexican restaurants. I've slept at a couple motels here and there. That's it.
Okay.
There's nothing deep, I went on a killing spree. No, it's not what happened.
Okay.
And I came to Mexico because I was looking for a new beginning. And then out of nowhere, they started posting stuff. And that's when the Mexican police were also why is it showing all this? And I was like, I don't know. They just now started putting things up like that.
Who started posting stuff?
Apparently, they're saying the U.S. Marshals want me. They said that the National Center of America wants to talk to me. I talked to my local police, and they said that they were going to be taking me out for missing because I wasn't even supposed to be put in as missing.
Were you missing at one point?
I was last year.
Okay. What happened with that? I just want to kind of know what happened.
Well, that's just because I ended up in the system.
In the foster care system? How did you end up in foster care?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay. So part of what our thing here is because you're an American citizen, and we have so many reports of American citizens going down to Mexico and all these horrible things happening.
Right.
And so we want to make sure that nothing happened.
Nothing did happen to me. Nothing at all. The only thing is that the Mexican police, they were tightening the handcuffs on me very tight. Every time I was screaming, it was hurting me. And the one lady, she jumped on me and stuff and was like, shut up. And she kept tightening it. She even put, I was sitting in the chair right here and they had the handcuffs on the both chairs. And she moved my one that was right here to the other chair. So I was having to be like this.
Where in Mexico did that happen to you?
It was in not the center that I was picked up in, but one of their centers.
Was there like a jail?
No, it was like a shelter.
A shelter, and they had you handcuffed at a shelter? Did they say why they were handcuffing you?
They said the reason why is because I needed to stay calm, and I told the person on the phone, the USA candidate or whatever the hell the person was, I was like, they became aggressive with me for no reason out of nowhere. Like they literally just started yelling at me, and I couldn't understand them. And I was like, so I started yelling back at them, and then they started hitting me, pushing me, so I started doing it back, and then that's when they threw me on the ground and put me in handcuffs.
And so these are the kind of things that we want to know about, right?
Right.
Is because you're a U.S. citizen, and if you were injured over there, you need to hear these things,
Right.
okay? So that's all we're here for, you know? That's just what we want to talk to you about. So, okay? So thank you for sharing that with us. And it helps. We do have a few more questions, okay? So, about that, okay? However, before we get started, I want to make something very clear, okay? That everybody who comes back here into the U.S. and everybody who talks, you have rights, okay?
Right.
So you are not.
I know my rights right now.
Okay.
If anything, if what my one friend was telling me is true, that the U.S. Marshals want me, then that means I need to go back to Ohio to go to court.
Okay.
So I know my rights.
So, but I'm going to read them, right? Just so that, because you know how you see on TV, everybody gets them, you know? So I just want you to know that you have them, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Kaitlyn, can you give me your date of birth real quick?
January the 21st, 2006.
26, 2006. Okay. And how do you spell your first name?
K-A-I-T-L-Y-N.
Do you have a middle name?
Louise, L-O-U-I-S-E.
L-U-I-S-E, gotcha. Do you have any other middle names or just the one?
This one.
And how do you spell your last name?
C-O-O-O-N-E-S.
Okay. Do you work anywhere?
No.
Do you have a good phone number?
The phones that I came with, yeah, it's 4.
You said the phones that you came with, or just the one phone?
The phone's like, one of them is my old phone.
One of them's your old
I was trying to sell it in Mexico and it didn't go through.
Oh, okay. So this phone number, what kind of phone does that come back to?
What do you mean?
Like an iPhone, an Android?
Android.
Android, and then your old phone, what kind of phone is that?
Android.
Android, okay. Do you know the old phone number?
No.
Okay.
That one is just network only.
Network only, okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm not trying to insult at all. We get some people in here that can't read and write in the English language. Can you read and write in the English language? Okay. So just so that you can see what I'm reading to you, so you don't think I'm putting like words. So this is what's called our FD 395, it's our advice of rights. And before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you ask it any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer.
Doesn't this only happen though if you're under arrest?
No. You just, everybody deserves to know what rights are, okay?
Right, but aren't these the rights that are told to you whenever you're arrested?
Sometimes, yeah. So, but we, like our procedure is we let everybody know what their rights are, okay? So if you decide to answer questions without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time. And so right here is the consent statement, which says that you have read the statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. At this time, I'm willing to answer any questions without a lawyer present. So this is, once again, this is just me telling you that you have rights, okay?
So where's the lawyer at?
So, well, right now, there's not one, but you're also not charged with a crime, okay? So I just need for you to sign right there for me. And if you wouldn't mind dating it, today is the 9th. Okay, thank you. Do you have marks on your wrist?
From the handcuffs?
Yeah. Do you think If there's marks, can we take pictures?
Yeah.
Okay. On the bruise too. When were you handcuffed, today or last night?
Last night.
Last night.
And there's one right there. There's that.
What kind of cuffs were they using? Were they using like zip ties or like the metal cuffs?
The middle cuffs.
Okay.
And they had it on the tightest setting. And the one girl, like I said, she literally pushed me, threw me, and then she was like putting the handcuffs on me, taking the handcuffs off, tightening them back up to put them together. It was terrible.
Okay. All right. So how many people were in there?
It's funny because there was multiple people, and they were laughing when I was screaming for help and yelling for help. They were all laughing, and I was like, "Why is this even a thing? Like, where's the American people at?"
What about those? Was that part of it?
No, these are. I used to be back when I was 12, so.
Okay. All right. So I won't add those ones in there. Is this? Do you mind if I touch you? What is this?
I don't know what it is. It's just been there ever since,
Since
that.
you came?
Not ever since I came. Ever since the handcuffs. Like I said, you could see right
No.
where.
Yeah, no. It's actually hold your hand just like that. Okay. And then show me your wrist this way. And then let me get one. Okay. And then let me see your other wrist, please. Kind of the same thing. I'm going to take it from 4 angles. That way. And then this way. Okay.
And then you can also see right here. That's where they bruised it too.
Okay. Let's see where it's still. I'm trying to get my phone to focus. Okay. You said that they were like pushing you and kicking you too. Do you have any marks from that? Like any hand marks on your chest or your?
I don't think so. It just. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened yet.
Move out this way. So and then even the sunburn on your leg, did that have anything to do when you were with them in Mexico? No. Okay. Just from the sun. Okay. So I do have to ask real quick. There's some marks here. Is that a hickey or is that a bruise?
Like right here.
Yeah.
It's probably just a mark.
I just want to make sure you weren't like strangled or anything like that.
No, the only other thing she did besides throwing me and kicking me, she was petting my hair and pushing back my hair, which I thought was weird.
Okay.
Because that's not professional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you brushing me like that?
Okay. Was she saying anything to you?
No, the only thing I ever heard her that I understand was she was like, "I don't speak no English," and she started laughing.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a pretty irritating time.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. I mean, the food was good. It really was. It was actually authentic.
What did you eat?
I had tacos. I tried their banana ice, like their peanut and
On your on your phones, do you have passcode?
One of them is just the Wi-Fi only, and then the other one should be 2005.
Which is which one?
That one's the Wi-Fi only.
Okay.
That one right there is the 2005. I put it a year after my birthday.
Can you? Because you have a piece of paper you can write down.
Yeah.
Try one from there. So it's 2005.
05. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2005.
See.
Okay. And this one you said it's only Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's reset it because that's the one I was gonna sell in Mexico, so it doesn't.
So is this one dead or did you just shut it off?
No, it's not dead. It's like reset it because I was gonna venda in Mexico.
So you did like the factory
I
reset.
can't believe this is another.
I know. No.
Alright. You guys need anything, let me know.
Thank you. So what's the banana thing? I'm not aware of that.
Like it's a frozen banana
What's
with
it good?
chocolate and peanuts. Yes.
That sounds delicious.
Why do they need passwords to my phones?
Right, so I can answer that. So when you come back into the United States from a foreign country, which is obviously what you did, all electronic devices are subjected to a border search authority. So even like if I went to Germany, right, and I come back to the United States, they can tell me, open up your phone, I want to see it. So it's a legal right.
I'm sorry, I'm like trying to remember my phone password because I literally just got my phone back today.
Okay. Did they have it?
What, my phone password?
Uh-huh.
No, they literally took all my stuff right now is in the car in Mexico right now. So I was found with the 2 phones on me.
Got it.
So like, they let me have it, like, whenever they were trying to figure out what was going to happen to me. But when I went to the shelter last night, they took them from me because their rules there said that I couldn't have them because of me being a minor.
Got it. Yeah. And you know what? That's kind of how it is here in the United States as well.
Well, no, I know in the United States I can have my phone. That's where I got my phone here.
Right.
So I know I can have it here.
Yeah.
And I know that also, even though I'm in the system, I was supposed to get emancipated so that I can have my own house and everything. And before that, like, my caseworker already knew that I had my own phone and everything. So I was also allowed to through my county and everything.
Okay.
Like, I have papers and stuff about that.
Okay. So you had to go through the state to have your own phone?
Well, when you're in the system,
Okay.
they get to decide what you can have, who you can contact, who you get to call, and all that.
Okay. Thank you.
But since I was about to be 18, I was about to be emancipated.
Okay. So actually, can you talk to me about that? What were the circumstances of the Mexicans? Like, how did you guys get pulled over? What happened?
The person I was with, we were gonna go and use the bathroom, and they showed up out of nowhere. They took the person I was with, led him against the car. They took me in the back seat, and they asked me what my age was, what we were doing. I said I was 17. We were gonna go use the bathroom before, trying to sell jewelry. And he was like, "Well, the 2 ages are really bad." And I was like, "Actually, I know it's actually legal in Mexico. If the only time someone can be with someone above the age of 18 is if they're doing something sexually, then the person has to be 18 for someone to be dating somebody above 18. So I know that, and I told him that, and I was like, I know that, and we haven't been doing anything. I just came here with him, and he happens to be my boyfriend. And, back in Ohio, they already knew about it, so... And so what the policia or whatever said, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna search the car, do this search on it, see what's in there." They were like, "If you don't have a permit for it, we're gonna have to keep it, and you're gonna have to go back to Texas, and you can either go in the car to Texas if you do have the permit, but if you don't have the permit, we're gonna escort you guys there ourselves." So they ended up finding marijuana in the car, even though the Border Patrol checked that. They already checked the marijuana in the car. And the Border Patrol let us go. They said we were fine, that we had the legal amount in the car for marijuana.
Okay.
And then that day, yesterday, the police were like, "Yeah, marijuana's illegal."
Okay.
Was that Border Patrol here in Texas or somewhere else, like in El Paso?
I think it was the Border Patrol of, it's not Texas. I don't know where it was. It's not Texas.
Mexico, Arizona, California.
I think it was Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of information. So why did you get stopped by Border Patrol in Arizona?
In Arizona?
Uh-huh.
Because they have, like, patrol cars, like, throughout everywhere.
Okay.
That's by the borders.
Got it. Okay.
And, like,
So
whenever
was
they
it-
stopped us, we asked them, like, what do we need to get into Mexico or whatever, because, like, we weren't even entering Mexico until that point. So they were like, "Oh, you don't need anything for you because you're a minor. You just need to tell them your name, your age, and stuff, and let them know that you're a minor." And I was like, "Okay." And then, so they let us off or whatever, and then, we ended up going through the border, and then that's when that happened.
The border to Mexico, was that through Arizona or through here in El Paso?
I think it was through Texas, if
Okay.
I remember correctly. It, like, leads, I don't know anything. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I have a brain injury.
It's okay. It's okay. So, and you can take your time. Take your time. We're just trying to understand, right? So when was it a checkpoint, or did they just stop you on the side of the road?
I think It was a checkpoint,
Okay.
if I remember. Isn't it like checkpoints like where they can like stop you and check your car and everything?
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of checkpoints in New Mexico and here in Texas, right? Because as you can see, remember what we saw outside, there's a lot of people that are trying to come across the border like illegally. So that's one of the things, we're just trying to make sure that people aren't being smuggled in or smuggled out, illegally, guns, drugs, stuff like that. So that's why they make those kind of stops.
Right.
Real quick, your phone password? You said you were trying to remember it. Do you remember?
It should be.
Can we have you log it? 'Cause-
It should be 20.
Yeah, we're done.
Let me give it a minute. It might be my birthday, I don't know.
The 2006?
Yeah, I know it has something to do with my birthday. I don't know if it was my birthday or if it was after my birthday because I didn't want people to be able to figure it out easily because you know how people steal phones.
It's okay. We can take a minute.
Also, my ex might be blowing me up because he keeps telling me about the U.S. Marshals, so you might see that number pop up in the messages.
Who's your ex?
His name is Michael Smith. He's trying to tell me that, I'm wanted and that I'm about to be going to jail. And I'm on Facebook right now. So here you go.
What was the password?
What? 2006.
Okay.
6?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's my birthday.
Why would he say that?
What?
Everything that
But like
said.
the U.S. Marshals or something?
Yeah.
Because I used to be with him when I was younger, and because of the cops finding out and everything, he's trying to get at me as best as he can right now. So he's trying to help the police and stuff. And I'm like, there's nothing to help out with. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right.
So he's just right now spamming my number with, oh, well, the U.S. Marshals are like, you're about to be in jail. I got somebody pregnant, and, I'm going to make sure they're, the best daughter in the world, because, I know how you didn't have the best parents or whatever. It's just,
Is he trying to upset you?
Yeah, basically. But it can't upset me. Nothing upsets me.
So you said you guys were boyfriend or girlfriend?
At some point.
When you were younger, how old were you when that happened?
14.
14. How old was he when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay. So is he like an adult though now?
Yeah, he's an adult now.
Okay. Did he ever get in trouble because you guys dated or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
No.
He just tries to help the police to look good on my family and stuff, but that's not going to happen.
Okay. And you said you had a brain injury?
Yeah, I have a TBI, traumatic brain injury, on February 22nd after being found in a car accident, coming off of fentanyl and what the fuck is it called? Fentanyl, I think. It wasn't coke, it was
No.
I don't know. But just coming off of that, I had to get a big tube down my throat. I was found unconscious and unresponsive. They had to, help me breathe, and then I started having multiple brain bleeds. So then I got transferred to the brain ICU, and then I got stitches on my head, and then I had to get stitches in my eye because of the glass hit my eye, and then and then like my eating or whatever, my blood sugar drops really bad after eating meals and stuff like that. And they told me it's because the nutrition is going all to my head, but it's been months since the car accident and it's still happening. So.
Were you in a coma? No. Were you awake when the tube went down your throat?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So like intubated? They had you intubated?
Yes.
How long were you intubated for? That's pretty serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just said it happened right after they found me.
Okay. And how long were you in the hospital for?
Almost 2 months. And then also another thing is I had to have a blood transfusion.
You had to have a blood transfusion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because apparently there was like white cells in my blood. I don't know what it was. They didn't tell me anything, so I ended up one day going out of the hospital and reading my file, and I asked the doctor like what happened, and he was like, oh yeah, this happened to you.
Okay.
I just have some more questions about you said you had an eating disorder earlier?
Yeah.
What kind? You said anorexia?
Yeah.
Okay. When did that start?
I've always had an eating disorder since I was younger, but I've been getting hospitalized really bad over it recently because I was like, I think 117, and I ended up going up to like 200 after being in a residential, and then I dropped down to 156, and then once I hit 156, the hospital took me in, and then I dropped down to, I'm trying to remember, I think 137 because I didn't eat or drink in 5 days, and then I got hospitalized for that, and they got me to 152, but recently, after the hospital I was at for my, brain injury, I went from, like, I think, I was at 152 where they got me at, and I dropped down to 147 in the brain ICU, and then they put me in the trauma floor, and I dropped down to 123, and then whenever I got discharged, I was 128.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And you said you were on fentanyl at the time of the car accident. Are you on any drugs?
I was on fentanyl of the car accident because of the person I was with. I didn't know them, and I think what the person the people who I was talking to, they let me talk to FBI for the car accident, the Cleveland FBI. I was talking to them, and they were like, well, the person that you got weed from probably laced it or whatever. They're like, that's not safe to, go around and getting weed for people off the streets. They're like, you need to go to dispensary for that. And I was like, okay. And so that's what they told me, is that someone probably laced it.
Jeez. Okay. I have to step out really, really quick. But Hannah's going to stay just to chat with you real quick. I just have to make a phone call, okay?
Okay.
Let me send this wrong. So you said this guy's your boyfriend that you were with?
Who?
The person who
Yeah.
Okay.
He got locked up because of the marijuana being illegal.
How much marijuana was it?
It was not a lot. It was literally gummies, and they locked him up over that.
What's your boyfriend's name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Okay. What's Jonathan's last name?
Jones.
Jonathan Jones. Okay. And you said they said something about the age.
They said that it was bad, but after I talked to the translator after getting to the police station, he said that the whole reason why we got stopped was because of the visas, and then they were like, well, they are going to let you go, but they're going to check the car before they do. They're going to, see if you guys have a permit for it. They're going to deep search it to see if there's anything illegal, but you guys should be on your way to Texas, or whatever. You're going to have to get, the visas to come over onto this side of Mexico, because apparently where the border's at, yes, they let you in, but then once you get to a certain stop point, you have to have a travel visa to keep going. And we didn't know that. Like, nobody told us that. They didn't say it on Google either.
Right.
So that's what we told them. And then they were like, okay, they searched the car, they found the gummies, and then they were like, okay, yeah, he's going to be in jail for 2 days because he had marijuana. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, you're going to go to a shelter. And I was like, how's this going to work? You're literally splitting up 2 people. I'm going to be alone in Mexico if you guys let me out. And then I'm like, and they're like, well, we're not going to let you out because you're a minor. And then in Mexico, you can't be by yourself in Mexico. So that's what they said. And I was like, that's stupid as hell, because in Ohio, you be 13 and you can be alone. So that's stupid. And so that's what I told them. And they didn't understand me.
How long have you and Jonathan been dating?
We started dating like a couple months ago.
Okay. You like him? How'd you guys meet?
We met because I was at AU's for a residential call and release program.
You were
I was at AU's for program, the Emily's program, and I basically, I guess, ran away from there, but I broke out because they were very abusive there, and I ended up running into him, and so that happened. I gave him my phone number, and that was it. And then I turned myself into the police, and then...
Because you were running away?
Yeah,
okay.
And then ever since that, we just been talking to each other, and yeah.
Okay. You said you ran into him. Would you run into him at the store?
Yeah,
the store. What kind of store?
I think it was like a Home Depot.
Okay.
It was like some So I don't know what it was.
Yeah. And you said his name is Jonathan. Do you call him Jonathan or do you call him something else?
I call him
Jonathan. Okay. And Jonathan's, where's he from?
Sylvania, Ohio.
Sylvania, Ohio. Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio. Now, this is where it gets complicated because I'm from Akron, Ohio. My caseworker's in Canton, Ohio, but I live in Akron, Ohio.
So how far apart is Canton and Akron? How far apart?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. Are they like the same county or different counties?
Different counties.
Okay. But you're a caseworker for like being in foster care?
Yeah, but I don't know if she's my caseworker no more because I stopped after going to court and stuff like that. I haven't seen her.
Okay. When did you go to court?
Like right after getting out of the hospital.
Back in. When did you get out? So you went in February?
I got out I went in February and I got out, I don't know what's the months after February.
March and April, and now we're in May.
I think March I got out.
March.
Yeah, like the ending of March.
Okay. Did you meet Jonathan before or after your car accident?
Before.
Before. Okay.
Yeah.
Was he like supportive through all that?
Yes.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about Jonathan?
I like that he's caring and understanding, and I feel like, nobody is like him at all.
Yeah.
Like, I have never met somebody like him before.
What does he do to show you that he cares?
Like, that he cares, he's always making sure that I ate and stuff, and we also had a cat or whatever, so he was always making sure the cat was okay and stuff, and, he was always making sure his mom was okay, too.
His mom?
Yes.
What's his mom's name?
Nikki.
Nikki?
Yes.
Okay. Why was he like making sure that she was okay?
Why did he like making sure she was okay?
Yeah.
Because she also had an eating disorder.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And she's doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nikki? Okay. Wow, jeez. Okay. I missed part of that. We just talked about her boyfriend Jonathan. She met him before the car accident.
Mm-hmm.
He's really caring. He always likes to take care of their cat that they have. They have a cat. They have a cat. And his mom, Nikki, she has an eating disorder, but she seems to be doing okay right now. Okay. What kind of cat?
What kind of cat?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What's it look like?
It was like gray, white, and black.
What's its name?
It was Simba.
Simba. Oh, that's cute. That's awesome. You said was it still around?
It got lost at the Mexican police station.
It was in your car?
Yeah, we were basically living in our car.
You took the cat with you from Ohio to Mexico? Or you found it in Mexico?
I think, we found it in Mexico.
Okay. I know you would have had it for like a long time. I was like, oh my gosh. Was it a kitten or?
It was 1 year old.
1 year old. Okay. I love cats. So, like I said, I have three.
Yeah.
I had more if I
was
could.
very bougie.
So you mean was he fluffy?
No, he whenever he always wanted attention and stuff, and I put on this thing that I got him, this outfit, and he wore it for a minute and was being all cute and stuff, and putting his head out and looking like he was posing, and then a few minutes later afterwards he tore it off. I was like, wow.
It sounds like, what's that cat from Shrek? Puss in Boots? Oh, right. Sombrero? I wish I could dress mine up, but basically, one of my cats is seen, so I would get attacked. My entire face would be just clawed off. She's pretty nasty, but I still love her.
Are we almost done here?
Yeah, no, just honestly, I just have a couple more questions for you. I know that you said that that you were traveling with someone. Who were you traveling with?
Oh, the person, he ended up having to go to jail because they found marijuana in the car, even though Border Patrol let us go with it or whatever.
That was just Jonathan, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Jones.
Okay.
Jonathan Jones. And I was with him, and they took him, and then they said, since I'm in Mexico, apparently you can't be alone in Mexico if you're a child. And I was like, well, I'm about to be 18, and I'm literally in Ohio, USA when I was 13. That's when I was allowed to go off on my own. So
Yeah, well, and then I think also the fact that you didn't have a visa to enter is also what an issue was for them.
right.
Yeah, so, okay, so John, because you keep saying that the person, so I.
Sorry, I'm.
No,
Well,
don't
you asked
apologize.
me. You said somebody you were with as the person.
You
But
don't-
you
you
know,
don't-
Jonathan
You don't
Jones.
have to apologize, I'm just trying to understand. And I, of course, don't want to put any words in your mouth, right? Okay, so Jonathan, and I think you mentioned before that's your boyfriend.
Mhm.
Okay, how did you meet him?
I met him before the car accident, and I met him at a store, and that was whenever I broke out of the Emily's program, which was an abusive eating disorder program. And whenever I was at the store, I gave him my number and I left. And then like a few days after that, after living out on the streets, I turned myself in, and I stayed in contact with him ever since. And he's just been a caring person, so I ended up dating him because I'm about to be 18.
Okay.
But we haven't done anything sexual because I already know the rules of that.
Just sounds like he was a friend, right?
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
But he treated you very well.
That's what I mean, like, he treated you very well.
Yeah, he made sure I ate, made sure the cat was eating. Whenever we did get the cat, he always checks up on his mom. He's just very caring.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's good, right? Because obviously I had to step out, but it sounds like already like that you've been through a lot, right? So you have someone to care for you. And I think that's fantastic. So he's still stuck in Mexico.
Yeah, he gets out, I think, tomorrow. They said he has to stay in jail for 2 days because of the weed.
Okay.
And then
How much was it?
What?
How much was it?
It was literally just gummies. I don't know how much that would be.
Okay, so he's being held just for gummies.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember, I mean, I haven't been to Mexico in, I don't know, 20 years, but do you remember there was a basketball player that got held in prison in Russia for months for having a vape pen that had THC in it? So I'm not surprised. Foreign countries have their own rules.
Right.
Yeah, there's another one because I have my own bottle.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're hydrated. I know it's hot here and in Mexico.
Okay, so when did you meet him? I know that you said you met him in a store. When would you?
I met him at a store after running away from the Emily's program. Like, I bolted through the Emily's program because of how abusive they were. And I was walking up the streets and I walked through stores and stuff, and that's when I saw him. And I gave him my number.
Okay.
You said it was before your car accident in
Yeah,
February?
before February the 22nd.
Do you know how much before that, or
What?
do you know how much before that?
No, I just know it's before that because I ended up getting in that car accident and, the, just like not being able to like process stuff and talk. So I didn't call him or anything. And then whenever I got out of the hospital, I called him and was like, yeah, I'm doing good. It's just I was in a car accident and yeah.
Okay. And so you've been boyfriend and girlfriend ever since you met him?
See, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I do the same thing. I've been living here for almost 10 years, so, but my Spanish is still pretty garbage. But I answer C all the time.
I think I'm going to start saying C from now on because that's all I could say is literally C
Yeah.
and gracias.
Yep. You're not too far off from where my Spanish is, and like I said, I've been here for a while. So, okay. And so where were you guys when the Mexican authorities picked you up?
Villa Hamada.
Okay. Via Amada?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you by any chance have quesadillas when you were there?
He did, and he said it was amazing.
Okay. I've always heard that they have the best quesadillas in Via Amada. It's because of some cheese that they use. So, do you by any chance know kind of what a dangerous area you were in?
No, I mean I did see the military and the police drive by and stuff, but they were driving around so frequently, I didn't think anything was gonna happen, and I know how to defend myself because I grew up in the hood of Ohio, so like I know how to fight for myself. And you know, I've been in fights with girls my age. That's the reason why I don't become friends with people my age, because it's just no, I don't understand them.
Right. So I get it, and I have no doubt that you can defend yourself. But I'm assuming, do you recall driving through Juarez, a town called Juarez?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you stay in?
I don't think so. I just remember driving through it because I have a video of it on my phone. Not a video, I have a picture of it with like the name on it.
Okay. I'm just asking because I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Ciudad Juarez is the name of the town. It's one of the most dangerous cities in the entire world. Very deadly. And then Villa Amada is also a pretty dangerous area. It's what we call cartel country. So a little bit different, right? Than just getting in a fight at school. I mean, these are people that behead, you know. And so that's another reason that we want to talk to you, is because we want to make sure that you're okay. I mean, obviously I see that you're okay, but from two people from Michigan, are you from Michigan?
No, from Ohio.
Ohio, excuse me. Two people from Ohio, like coming through, bless you, you know, and then I'll call it what it is, right? But you're white. The individual that you're traveling with, is he white?
Yeah.
Right. You know.
Yeah, I know, it's Ringos and
Ringos, right? And it's like, it is a target for you guys, especially down there. They see money, right? How much can we get paid off? So were you guys driving a vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were driving his mom's because the mom gave us permission to drive it and stuff. And
That's Nikki, right?
Yes.
Okay, Nikki. Okay.
Mhm.
Keep reason.
Oh, so we were we used her car because she gave Jonathan permission. And you know, that was it. We used most of the money he saved up or whatever to, you know, get there to Mexico. And we had a good experience. Like, we ate Mexican food, we stayed here and there, you know, it was a good experience. Like I said, I thought we were good for the most part because I seen like a lot of military and police.
Yeah. What kind of car was it?
It was like a white like SUV.
Is it new or old?
I think old.
Old. So was it junky or in good shape?
Like in between of junky and good shape.
Okay. I just asked because normally if it's like a car that's like in decent shape, that's also a target too. Did you guys change license plates or anything? Or so is the tag still Ohio? Okay. Honestly, I think that you guys are pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you guys ever get stopped by the Mexicans other than when they picked you up? Did they stop you?
So we sold jewelry, we sold a phone, and that was it. That went okay. We did get stopped by the police like once before we got arrested, and they wanted to check out the phone, so we handed it to them and stuff and let them check it out. And then they were like, no, because it has no Wi-Fi. I mean, it's Wi-Fi only, so they didn't want it. It was the one that I had right now. So they handed it back to us, and then, yeah.
What kind of phone did you sell?
I don't know, I don't remember. It was just like a very bad, cheap, like market phone that, like, because I had like phones from when I was younger, so I just sold that one.
Was it an Android or an iPhone?
It was an Android.
An Android? How much money did you get for it?
How much were we selling for it? I think like 800 peso. I don't know how you say it.
I'm not exactly sure what the conversion is right now, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And what about the jewelry?
Nothing. I don't think anything sold of the jewelry. That's when we got stopped because we slept in the car. We woke up the next morning. We were about to go use the bathroom. That's when the police showed up.
Got it. So did you sell the phone to either the policia or the fiscalia, or was it just people on the streets?
We sold the phone to people on the streets.
Okay.
And then we used that money to get a room for the night to sleep in, and then we woke up and, well, no, sorry. I am really bad at this. We got it to get food, and then we slept in the car. We woke up the next morning, and that's when the police showed up, and they were like, you know, how old are you? Where's your, you know, how old is he? What are you guys doing? I was like, we were literally about to go use the bathroom.
So, you wouldn't say that you had to sell the things to bribe anyone, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because that's big in Mexico, right? So, and that's why I'm shocked, is because oftentimes, you know, a lot of U.S. citizens will go even here across the border to Juarez, and they'll get stopped for something as minor as maybe public intoxication, and it's like, do you want to go to a Mexican prison, or what do you have in your wallet? You know, so I just want to know if you guys needed to pay them off. How many nights did you guys sleep in the car?
We stayed in the car for most of the first day.
In Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
How long was that? Yeah.
We've been in Mexico for about a week.
A week? Do you remember what day you got there?
It's really bad with my brain injury to remember things, because I already have ADHD, so it's just another thing to add it on.
It's okay. It's okay. And if you can't remember, just tell me that. I don't remember. Okay.
What kind of jewelry were you trying to sell?
Like old ancient jewelry that I had. Not like ancient, sorry. It was like old jewelry, like charm bracelet, rings, like, you know, the rings that girls are, you know.
And you said it was a jewelry that you had?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And was it like real? Like real diamonds?
No, it isn't, because when I was younger, I already like sold a little bit to get like actual money from that.
Okay. Perfect.
We were doing like 200 pieces each for each item, because like I wasn't trying to scam anybody off of it, but I was also, you know, trying to make money off of it at the same time, and we made sure that the jewelry was clean.
Okay. Do you work? Do you have a job?
No.
No. Okay. What about Jonathan?
No, he does not either.
Okay. And
He gets what's it called though? He was in the military, so he gets what's it called?
disability?
Yes.
Okay.
From the military?
What branch was he in?
I do not know.
You don't know? I'm former military, so let me just ask. Army, Marine Corps?
I think he was in Army.
Army. Okay. Do you know how long he was in for?
He said that he served his whole time. He even has like the papers from his discharge.
Okay. Probably at least 4 years. I think that's about what the minimum is.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Do you know what he did?
I know. I just know he told me there's a lot of trauma that comes with it and stuff, like waking up in the middle of your sleep. You know, not being able to ever see people again after that. You know, he told me that like the insurance is really bad that comes with it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You know, so PTSD is the real thing.
Right.
You know.
I know it is because
Yeah.
I had abusive parents. That's how I ended up in the system. So I get that.
Got it. Okay.
So if he doesn't work, is he living on his own? Does he have roommates?
He was living with his mom to help around.
Living with his mom to help around?
Yeah, his mom is like a cool type of mom. Like she likes to play card games, go on her walks. You know, you know, when we were trying to, you know, take her to Mexico, she didn't want to come because she was talking about her Superman boyfriend. And I was like, she said that she was apparently dating Superman. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna stop you there. I think she's honestly getting to that age.
So she was gonna go to Mexico with you guys?
What?
She was gonna go with you guys?
No, she wasn't.
Oh.
She said that she was talking to her, you know, Superman boyfriend and stuff, and that she had things to do, and I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, she's about to come to that age.
Are you referencing like Alzheimer's, like dementia?
Yeah, Alzheimer's and on the verge of losing her mind.
Got it.
So are you pretty close to Nikki?
I'm semi-decent. She doesn't like me just because of my age and everything, but like, she's okay with us being together, obviously, but like, you know, she's like, I was once your age. She was like, she was like, I will treat you how like my mom treated me, and da this and that. I was like, okay.
So, hang on, I'm very intrigued by Superman.
Yeah.
Did she actually think, in your opinion, did she actually?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I just know that she told me she was dating Superman and then she had plans with him. That's all I knew.
Interesting, okay. Did you ever meet her boyfriend?
She told me that her one husband, like cheated on her, moved on, and she hopes he dies, and that's it. That's all I know about that.
Is that Jonathan's dad?
No, Jonathan says he doesn't know where his dad is.
Oh, okay.
Does Jonathan have siblings or anything?
Mm-mm.
No, he's all child.
Did you ever live with them?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How did she treat you?
She treated me well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm not asking to get into it because I don't care, you know, unless you want to talk about it. I don't mean that offensively. It sounds like you have some trauma from your parents. Right?
Okay, yeah, I do not want to talk about that because I've already had to talk about that with Children's Services.
Nope, and we absolutely don't have to talk about that. I just want to make sure that this lady was treating you well.
She was treating me well.
Okay. How long did you live with her?
I didn't live with her. I just stayed there a few nights, a couple of months.
Okay.
That's why you live there. No, I stayed there a couple of times. Like stayed the night.
Did she make you sleep in a separate room or did you sleep with Jonathan?
I slept with Jonathan.
Okay.
But we slept on both opposites of the bed because, like I said, I already know the rules of me waiting until I have to.
Hey, every state is different, by the way. So here in Texas, the age of consent, it must clearly be different than it is in Ohio. So the age of consent here in Texas, I think, is 16. Yeah. So
I mean, the age of consent in Ohio is 16, but still, you're not allowed to have any like sexual intercourse or anything like that. You can kiss and stuff, and you can hold hands and stuff, but like you can't be doing stuff.
that's not how it is here. So it's different here. And then even in Texas, for Texas state, 17 is considered an adult, not 18. Yeah, yeah. So I'm not familiar with what Ohio's laws are. So, and I don't care. I care about what Texas is, you know? So if you guys stayed in the room, I don't care.
Does Nikki know that Jonathan's in jail down in Mexico?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since he got taken away, so I don't know if he called her or if the police called or what happened with that. I do not know.
Did she know you guys were going to Mexico?
Yeah, like I said, we offered her to come with us.
Right. Okay.
When was the last time then that you talked to her? Because I'm sure
Well,
she did.
his son lost signal because of Mexico. So then mine was the only one working, but then mine kept glitching out. So we didn't really have working phones in Mexico.
Probably because you were hooked up to the Mexican network. So
before you got to Mexico, when was the last time you talked to her?
What?
When did you last talk to Nikki before?
I think it was right when we went to Arizona. It's when we talked to her. But I don't know when that was. I just know it was right before we got to Mexico. We talked to her as we were making our way out to Mexico or whatever, but then she was talking about she's busy, she doesn't want to talk, go on a walk. Like I said, she's a busy person. I'm not going to keep an old woman. I'm not trying to get yelled at by somebody. So we just kept traveling and stuff, and we were maybe she just is doing her own thing. Let's not bother her. So that's how that went.
okay. When did you guys leave in Ohio?
I do not know that either.
You don't know?
And
A guesstimate?
I don't know an estimate either. I just know that we entered Mexico a week ago and that we went through some states along the way.
Okay.
I don't remember the states. I know one of them was Arizona. I know that we were in Texas at some point, and I know that we went to Mexico. That's all I know. I can't give you the exact dates because my brain doesn't let me process that because I have a brain injury.
That's fine. That's what you said. Did you guys sleep in the car or did you stay in hotels?
We slept in the car.
Okay. Were you guys at least in rest stops or?
Yeah, rest stops.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, you said you slept in the car the whole way?
Jeez. Because I'm just trying to think of where Ohio is versus where Texas is in Arizona.
So very far away.
Yeah, were you guys trying to go?
What?
I know you guys went to Colorado.
What?
I know you guys went to Colorado.
Yeah.
So like Ohio is over here. Do you kind of remember which way you went? Do you want to draw?
No, I don't want to draw it because there's no point in drawing it. I don't think you guys really need to know that. I think you just need to know what's going to happen in Mexico because, like you guys said, you want to know if something bad happened to me there. And I'm not trying to give more than I should be having to give. So we went through this way.
Okay, so like kind of like in a U sort of?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long were you guys on the road for?
For a while. Are we almost done with questioning?
It's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like we talked about what happened in Mexico. I feel like I went over everything there is to need to know about if there was to be something, and I am ready to get back to America. So.
I got that, and obviously I can tell that you're getting like a little bit upset, you know?
I am because I'm not, like I'm literally in whatever this is, there's jail cells by there, I'm sitting on this metal thing, I could literally, you know, be out and about.
Right, so, so I can clarify, it's because you're at what's called the port of entry. You're at a port of entry, right? So
And you guys said that you wanted to know what happened in Mexico and stuff and make sure that I'm not doing anything illegal, and that's the reason why I gave you my password.
correct, and so you're 17, right?
Correct.
And so, you're still a minor, right?
Well, we're in Texas, so I'm legal here.
You are legal here, but out of Ohio, you're still a minor.
Mhm.
And so we just wanted to make sure that when en route, that you're okay.
And I am okay.
Okay.
And we also wanted to make sure, you know, with Jonathan, that I know you said nothing happened, but like we wanted to make sure from Ohio to Mexico to here that you were safe, that you didn't, nothing happened along the way either with him or with someone else.
Nothing did happen along the way. He kept me safe throughout most of the way.
And hey, look, there's a complete difference, right, between something that's consensual and non-consensual.
Right.
That's what we're trying to
Consensual means
establish.
that you want it and you allow it, and non-consensual means you don't want it and you don't allow it.
Absolutely,
I know
absolutely.
the differences.
So, right, and then the thing is that there was a notification that came in as well that you had been abducted. Okay?
Okay, well, I was never abducted, so
Okay.
I need to talk to whoever said that.
Why would they have said that?
I don't know because I told my caseworker I was going with him, so that's a misfollowed part on her behalf.
Right, right. And so, once again, that's
I know, like, whenever I was, you know, reading the newspapers after the Mexican release that, they said, oh, fugitive is believed to be with runaway, and da-da-da, and I've been posting off my Facebook account. I talked to my local police. I even have the phone records in my phone. I talked to my local police. They said that they never had me as missing. I said, why didn't they put it out that I went missing this long ago? If I did go missing, I said, I'm not with a fugitive. I'm not abducted. I'm not missing. I'm not kidnapped. I'm about to be 18. I am literally what's it called in Ohio is emancipated because I was living in an independent living house. I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to do.
Okay.
Because that's what they wanted me to do until I turned 18, so that they didn't have to do more paperwork.
Right.
So that's what I put on my Facebook. So I don't understand why that still is on.
Was Jonathan in trouble for something? Is that why they were saying he was a fugitive?
I don't know why they said he was a fugitive. I know that as soon as we got to the police here and we told them everything, they understood and they just said that he was going to be in jail for 2 days.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, and hey, look, it is our job, right, just to make sure
No, I don't want
that you're safe,
to.
okay?
I am safe.
So when we get notified by Mexican authorities as well as U.S. authorities that there's a child, right, that has been, because even in Mexico you're still considered a child.
Right.
Texas is different. It just so happens that you pass through Texas, right?
Right.
So let's put what Texas state law is out of the way, right? So we get notified that we have a child that's in Mexico and that's being deported back. We need to make sure that you're okay.
I know, once again, like I said, I am okay. I feel like
Right.
we keep revisiting the question, is she okay? What are the signs that she's not okay? And I'm showing you that I am okay,
Okay.
and I'm saying I am okay, so
Okay.
you need to take my word for it.
I am taking your word for it because now we're face to face, right? But what, up until an hour ago, we were not face to face. And we had been notified, that you were listed as a kidnapped child, right?
Okay, well, I will talk to whoever I have to talk to about that because I was not kidnapped. My caseworker knew that. I left voluntarily. So.
Who's your caseworker so we can talk to them?
Her name is Rachel. I don't know her last name.
Okay.
You told me where's she at in Ohio?
She is in Stark County.
Stark County. And she works for like CPS or whatever out there?
Mhm.
Okay. And Rachel. You don't know her last name.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time you talked to Rachel?
I talked to her before I literally got into Mexico.
And told her where you were at?
Mm-hmm.
How did you talk to her?
I talked to her on my phone. Like I said, I have my phones. They stopped working though as soon as I got into Mexico.
My phone stops working in El Paso all the time. What did Rachel say when you talked to her?
She just said basically to stop, stop worrying that I'm going to be 18 soon and that, she basically has my back, that don't do anything stupid. She said that, she's fine with me smoking weed and smoking nicotine. She just said that if I do get caught, then I do get caught. She said that it's going to be on my behalf, but she's not going to try to stop me and that I'm doing perfectly fine. And she said she was also asking me about if I wanted to be in programs for independent living. I said no, I just wanted to turn 18 and be off on my own.
Okay. So you trust Rachel?
No, I don't.
No.
I mean, I trust her, but I don't like her.
Is there anyone that you have in your life besides Jonathan that you do trust?
No, not really.
Any friends, any people you've come in contact with, whether like, I know you had your car accident, I don't know if there was like a big support group for you or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, there was one person at, what's it called? I don't know. I don't remember. I can't think right now, and I'm kind of getting irritated because this took longer than I imagined. The people that I came with, they told me that I was just going to be dropped off and that, I could make it my way to Ohio myself. And then this happened, so I feel like I was lied by the authorities of that. And so I feel like my time is being wasted because obviously I'm okay. I'm not kidnapped. I'm perfectly fine. I don't see anything that would show any signs of kidnapping. I had my phone, so if I needed help, I would have contacted help or I could have yelled fire or help. So I think that this is just a big discommunication with the whole world. So I'm ready to leave. That's all.
Okay. So we do have some more questions. Tell me about this Facebook message that you sent.
So exciting.
It talks about 2 murders and some arsons.
This is when my ex hacked into my account. I can write you his name down here.
It's a turn thing.
This is the one that keeps texting me, and this is back from when I lived with him. He hacked my account. He works on the dark web and stuff.
What do you mean he works on the dark web?
He works on the dark web. He hacks for people.
So when we hear dark web, we think
Okay, dark web, deep web means hacking in to find someone's IP address, location, find, their account information, posts that haven't been posted, stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So do you have his number? Do you know his number?
No, I don't have his number. I just know that's his name.
Okay. Why would he have done that? Why is he so pissed off?
Because, like I said, the authorities are on his ass right now because back when I was 14, when the FBI got annoyed back then, because they thought the same thing that I was, a kid, even though I wasn't, it's when I ran away to go be with him, and I did sexual stuff back then. That's the reason why I know not to do it right now because I'm not 18 yet. Mm-hmm. But I did it with him, and so the police got involved and stuff, so ever since, they put him on probation and stuff and told them that they were going to be keeping a close eye on him, every time that, something's up with me, he would be the one to be like, oh, I know everything, I know where she could be at. Because, when's the last time I ran away? When I was 15, I ran away. That's the last time I ran away. But, before that, whenever I was running away or whatever, he would be the one to try to find me, this and that. But ever since I got with Jonathan, that has been a big thing towards him. And he doesn't like that. So he's been, and I actually have, proof, like within like the, whatever, he knows how to hack into social media and get IP addresses and stuff like that and, be able to log into my social media. And that's also another reason why I try not to use that social media account.
Okay.
I don't.
Who did he send this to?
I don't know.
Did you know about this before I showed it to you?
What?
Did you know about this before I showed it to you?
No, I didn't. I was really surprised by that. I know that photo because I took that or whatever because I like doing photographing or whatever. And then I think this photo right here is when I went to go get my nails done, but I don't know about this message right here that says I killed 2 people and 2 persons.
When those photos have been taken?
I don't know the exact date. It might say it in my phone.
And so did Michael have these pictures for some reason?
He must have it because I don't understand how else he would have been able to got it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I understand you're saying you're not a victim. Okay. I understand that you want to be an adult, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to talk to you like an adult, and I'm going to talk to you face to face right now about the issue that we have with this. Okay. So it says you killed 2 people.
Okay, but like you understand, he has access to be able to hack it.
So let me finish.
Okay.
Right? It says you killed 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
We can't find Nikki. We don't know where she's at.
I didn't know she was missing.
And you guys have her car,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys had all of her credit cards.
I didn't know that he had her credit cards.
So how do you think it makes us think when there's that and a missing woman?
I didn't know she went missing. I really missing. I used to think that, we killed her, but I didn't know that she went missing. So who killed her?
Okay, we don't know. We don't know.
No, but I want to know who killed her because she was a nice mom.
Okay, so I'm saying we know she's hasn't been seen for a while, and this says we killed 2 people. We don't know that she's dead.
Okay, but you're putting that on me when I thought that she was doing perfectly fine and everything, and I told you I didn't send those messages. He's been able to hack my account.
So what we're trying to figure out is what happened and where she could be.
I don't know where else she
And if Jonathan is somehow associated with her going missing, or worse than that, her being dead.
He wouldn't do that. He cared about her. He made sure that me and her ate. Like, he made meals for us and was trying to get his mom to eat and stuff. Like, she wouldn't eat just because, like, her dentures would always, be in her mouth, and she didn't, like, she felt uncomfortable eating like that in front of people. But, he kept telling her, it's okay to eat like that. Like, my girlfriend's okay with you. Like, she has an eating disorder herself. Like, Mom, come play cards with us. Mom, come do this. Like, we want you to be a part of this.
How old is her mom?
I don't know that.
Is she like 50 or is she like 80?
I don't
Older?
Not sure. I really don't know.
Okay. So like you have to understand our concern now, because up until this point we didn't know about this Michael Smith.
Right.
We didn't know that anybody else would have.
Well, he told me that the USA Marshals were looking for me. He was the one that told me that I was about to be going to jail or whatever, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's been texting me. That Michael Smith right there, the one that probably did do this, because I don't know where the fuck that's at, because that's obviously not on my phone. I have never seen that in my messages. The only person I've messaged so far on my Facebook Messenger has been people that, have been talking about the news post or whatever, and I told them, like, I'm not missing, I'm okay, I'm doing perfectly fine. And then, I was seeing if my parents reach out to me, no, you'll see that when you open my phone, like, literally, there's nothing there.
Were you hoping that your parents had reached out?
No, I was just trying to see if my parents reach out because of the post, because back when I was younger, they put out posts, and then they stopped posting stuff because they gave up on it. They were like, she's just gonna run away, like, let her be. So then I was like, okay, like, at least, they understand I wanted to be an adult. But I was just making sure they know that, like, I'm not kidnapped or whatever. I was like, no, I'm literally with my boyfriend. I am doing perfectly fine to everybody that had kept messaging me.
Okay. So tell us about the gun that Jonathan had. When you
The gun?
Mm-hmm.
I know the gun that he had or whatever, that might be related to when he got arrested. The police took that. So
When did he get arrested? Oh,
like
police in
way back.
Mexico took it?
No,
Oh,
it was like way back. Yeah, he got arrested in Wood County. I also got arrested. I went to juvenile jail, got out the next day, but he stayed there for a while. But they took like, you know, his weed and stuff and his gun. That's what I know what happened with that gun. I don't know anything else.
Did you ever see a gun or?
No, I did not.
Okay. So Jonathan took a gun to a pawn shop here in El Paso and told the people that his mom was dead.
He did?
He sure did. So, Kaitlyn, we want to help you.
Right.
And we recognize that you're 17 and that you have a lot of life left. And we want to do what we can to help you.
Right.
And I mean that sincerely. I'm not being a cop.
He really did that?
Yes, yes.
He went to like...
Went to a pawn shop here in El Paso, gave him the gun, and said his mom's dead. So I want to give you a chance to talk.
What do you mean to talk?
Tell us why you would have done that.
Why he would have done that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he probably would have... Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know what?
Like, I don't know anything. Like, I didn't know he did that. I didn't know there was a gun. I didn't know his mom was dead. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to say.
We just want the truth. We want to help. That's all. We just want to help you.
So she's dead. Did you guys find the body?
Kaitlyn, tell us what happened.
No, I'm being serious. I don't know what happened. That's the reason why I'm asking. Did you guys find her body?
That's why we need your help. Because you just told me that this woman was such a sweet lady that opened her doors to you. And I think she deserves to be remembered properly, right?
I didn't know she was dead, so I don't know where the body's at. And I didn't know that she was dead. Like, literally when we left the house and everything, she was fine. Like, she was literally laying in bed on her phone. So, this is all news to me.
Look at it from our point of view, okay? We have, how old is Jonathan?
33.
Okay, so we have a 33-year-old and a 17-year-old who's been abducted from Ohio. And now this sweet old lady is missing, and your boyfriend hands off a gun and says, my mom's dead. And you guys are fleeing to Mexico.
She's not missing though.
Where is she?
I don't know.
What do you mean she's not missing? How do you know that?
She can't be dead.
Why?
Because she was fine when we left.
So, people die suddenly all the time. People get murdered all the time.
don't know. I'm trying to think of anything.
Like we said, we want to help you because you know what? When we do talk to Jonathan, and if he sits here and says, "Yeah, we killed her. It was all Kaitlyn," we don't have anything to say. Nope, it wasn't. And like I said, you have a lot of life to live. And you've had a shit life, but it doesn't have to keep being a shit life.
I don't know.
Kaitlyn, we have, not only do we have the pawn shop owner's statement, we have the gun now, and then we also have video surveillance putting you guys at the pawn shop.
I know we went to the pawn shop or whatever, but I didn't know about the gun. I knew that was, he wanted to pawn something to get money to be able to go into Mexico. That's all I knew, because they said that there's border where you have to pay to get in.
Right, right. We also have another pawn shop where I'm sure that you know other items were pawned off at that one too. And Hannah's right. So when we talk to him and he's going to try to point the finger at you, we're trying to help you. There's a difference between being 17 and being 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I get that, but I just don't know.
I think you do know.
Well, it's a matter of fact of, put it all on him, even though it's not all on him, or go to jail.
So it doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay? Our job is to present the truth and to find the truth. And that's what we want, is we just want the truth. And we want to give you an opportunity to tell your story before he tells it for you.
It was all, it was all me.
Tell us how.
I told him that I gave him 5 hours. I ran away from an independent living house, and I told him he had 5 hours, to kill her, and he told me that he couldn't do it because that was his mom. And so he wouldn't do it, so I strangled her out, and I took a rock and banged her head a whole bunch of times. And then I told him about it, and he was shocked. So then I let him give him a moment. He threw up, and then we went to go get cleaning supplies that I cashed out and stuff. And then we cleaned up the body, cleaned up everything in the house. We disposed her body in a trash dumpster, and he couldn't do it, so I, was the one that put the body in the trash. And then after that, we took his ankle thing off, and then we went on the run. And most of the way, he was really struggling with it because it was his mom, and he needed marijuana, and that's the reason why, there was marijuana gummies in the car when we tried to get into Mexico.
Why did you want to kill her?
Because she didn't let us be together.
And you loved him. It took a lot of courage for you to tell us that.
Yeah.
Okay?
I also killed another person in Arizona in a drive-by. I don't know who it was. Also committed 2 arsons in Arizona in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what that was either.
Okay, let's start with the drive-by.
I, loaded the gun and stuff and shot the person, and I left real fast, and then after that I washed off the residue of the gunpowder.
Where were you in Arizona?
I know I was in Phoenix. There's Tucson that we were also in, and I don't know the other one.
Do you know where the drive-by happened at?
I think Tucson.
Tucson. Are you certain that they're deceased?
I don't know what happened. I just remember pulling out the gun out of the window and shooting.
Was it a male, woman, old, young?
I think it was a woman.
Do you remember how old she looked?
She looked old and she had glasses, and she was tall.
Okay. Did you see her fall to the ground? No. Are you sure that it hit her?
I was so quick to get out of there because of the loud shot.
Were you in the car? Where in the car were you?
I was in the driver's seat.
You were in the driver's seat?
Yeah.
Is there a reason, that precipitated it, that made you do it?
I don't know. I was like, well, I killed someone, so I might as well kill another.
Okay. And what did Jonathan say?
He just told me that he has a bad feeling that it was all going to catch up, and that, he can't believe he killed his mom, and that he misses his mom, and, basically that he wish he didn't do it.
Did he kill his mom though, or did you kill his
I
mom?
killed her, but he, he kind of helped with the body in the trash can, but then after him dropping the feet, I told him, let me do it, you can't do this.
When was this in Arizona? When did this happen?
I don't know.
Was it more than a week or under a week?
Under a week.
Under a week, okay. And then you guys, was it daylight out or was it dark out?
Daylight, it was in the morning.
It was in the morning, okay. And then you guys just took off. Okay. Did you get stopped for speeding or?
It was all me. The only time that we got stopped was when we were in Arizona and we tried to cross the border, and that's when Border Patrol checked everything, and we were wondering why we were trying to illegally get into the Mexico border.
So you were trying to cross in from Arizona to Mexico? Okay.
Did the drive-by happen before or after you got pulled over?
Before.
What about the arsons?
Before.
And so tell us about the arsons. What do you mean by that?
Arson is, I lit a flammable spray or whatever. I lit it up with a torch and threw it out the window, and it blew up in the grass. And then I also took a pair of my socks and I drenched them in the stuff, and I threw it out.
Okay.
Did it hit somebody's property, or was it like a field or a
Field.
house?
It was public property.
Okay. So not like a building, it was just open fields. Was it on the side of the road? Where was it?
One was by a movie theater.
Okay.
And then the other, I don't know where the other one was at.
What was the flammable thing that you used? Do you remember?
It was stuff you use for a cookout.
Like a spray?
Like gas? Lighter fluid? Okay. What made you do that? Okay, and that's okay. Was that also in Arizona?
Yes.
It was? Okay. Was that before or after the drive-by?
After.
After.
Because after the drive-by and then arson, I was going to go and kill another person.
Okay. Why?
I don't know.
How did you feel after you killed his mom?
I got very high and I was tripping really badly. I was like, oh, that really just happened. Like, I really just killed your mom. And he was like, yeah, you did. And he started crying. And then I was like, I'm sorry. And then, I had to toughen it up, because then that was when I went to go hide the body.
What did you get high on?
Marijuana.
Just marijuana? Did you drink at all? Okay. But you put her body in a dumpster, right? And so.
Was it in a dumpster? Or was it like a trash
It was
can?
by a neighborhood in Sylvania.
A neighborhood in Sylvania?
That's
Yeah.
where, is that where she lived?
Was it like one of those big dumpsters, like outside of a store, or was it like a garbage can?
A big dumpster.
Okay. Was it outside of a store?
No, it was outside of the neighborhood houses, like apartments, I think.
So it was an apartment dumpster?
Yeah, and then I threw away all the evidence in big double trash bags, and they took the trash.
Okay. In the same dumpster though?
No, and her dumpster, I did that.
Okay.
And the next day, the trash people came and took all the evidence.
Okay. So I just want to take it one step at a time. So her body was put into a big dumpster outside of an apartment complex. Okay. Was she wearing clothes?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you recall what she was wearing?
No, I just remember wrapping her up in saran wrap and the black big things that you can put over things.
Tarps?
Yes.
Okay. So saran wrap and tarps. Did you use any kind of tape to like tape it up? Okay. So then you put her body. Jonathan had to have helped you.
No, he did not. I got her all the way in, halfway, and then I was like, I need help, and then he couldn't do it, so I had to push her feet in. But it was all me.
Okay.
The only part he helped in any of what happened is driving to Mexico, because he said that, to be able to get in Mexico, it needs to be an adult driving. And then besides that, though, he didn't help with anything else.
Okay.
Was the dumpster close to her house?
I think so, yes.
Did she live in an apartment?
No, she lives in a village community. I don't know, like a gated community of houses.
Okay. Okay. So,
I can give you the address of her house.
that would be great.
It's 37. Hold on. I might just gave you the wrong one.
No, it's okay.
I don't know what it is.
Do you know what street?
I think it's 7, 4, 5, 6, Timbers.
Timbers, like Timbers?
Yeah.
And that's in
Edge.
Thank you.
Boulevard.
What?
Boulevard.
Villa
Boulevard.
B-A-R?
It's like BLVD. Boulevard.
Oh, Boulevard, okay.
And then it's in Toledo, Ohio. So I guess they live in Toledo. I don't know, it's like right on the thing of Toledo, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Thank you for giving me that.
So, how did you get her body from the house to the dumpster?
We took her car
To her car. Okay. Where did you put the body?
in the back seat.
In the back seat. So I'm not familiar with the car.
In the trunk.
In the trunk. Okay. So in the very back. Okay. Did you wrap her with saran wrap first and then the tarp, or the tarp and then saran wrap?
Saran wrap and then the tarp.
Okay. Do you remember the color of the dumpster that you put her in?
A black one, I think.
It's black. Okay. Okay. And then you went back, and then because I don't want to put words in your mouth, is that when you guys cleaned up the?
It's when I cleaned it up. The stuff that I bought or whatever by using her identity and her money. I bought a scrub thing, a mop, and I cleaned up all the blood. I threw away the blood clots and stuff like that. I made sure the trash cans were double wrapped, and then I made sure to get it into the dumpsters for tomorrow.
Okay. Where did you get all the cleaning supplies from?
I think Walmart.
Walmart. Is it like a local Walmart? Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay. How far is the Walmart from her house?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. And then you said you double wrapped all of that and then put it in her trash, and then the trash came out, was picked up the next day. Okay. What about, did you keep her in the same clothes? Okay, do you recall what she was wearing? No? Okay, and so now you said that you strangled her. How did you do that? Okay, where was she when that happened?
She was trying to get something out of the fridge, and I flipped her over and started doing it, and then I took the rock that I had right on the floor, and I started throwing hits at her head.
Is that what those scratches are on your arm?
I don't know what these are.
No. Remember, like, if you lift up your sleeve, the other one, are they from her?
No.
No?
Oh, these are marks.
Okay.
Cutting?
Yeah.
Did she fight at all?
Yeah.
What?
Did she fight you at all?
She was very in shock, so she didn't fight. Like the only thing I remember is the like cackling with blood filled up in her mouth, like.
Was that after she was hit with the rock that happened?
Yeah, and then there was like blood clots that started coming out of her.
Out of where?
I think it came out of her mouth. They were like really big.
Okay. How long would you say that you strangled her for before you hit her with the rock?
I did it for 5 minutes, hit her with the rock, and then I kept strangling her. And then after that, after strangling her for like a good, like at least 10 minutes, I started banging really hard with the rock again.
Okay. So after the first 5 minutes of strangling her, do you think that she had passed away at that point, or?
I think it's whenever I stopped strangling her and put down the rock that she finally laid it out.
Okay.
Did it happen in the morning or the night?
It happened in the morning, and then the body was disposed of that night.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
No.
No. Do you have an, was it in, because we're in May right now, so was it in April or was it in May?
What you said, word what?
Did it happen in April, the end of April maybe, or did it happen in early May?
End of April.
End of April, okay. And this was because she didn't want you guys to be together?
Yeah, and I think she honestly was really obsessed over him because whenever we were talking to her, about us and stuff, and she was like, well, if you guys have sex, I'm going to be perfectly fine with it and stuff like that. And we were like, well, in the future, like, we're not going to ask you to have sex. Like, that's weird. Like, that's something we would talk out ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. And, she was just, like, always all over her son. Like, always handsy with him and stuff like that, and being really flirt-like, if that makes sense.
Like inappropriate?
Yes.
Okay, so not like an only son and mom relationship.
A very inappropriate relationship.
Okay.
Do you know if they ever were like sexually involved?
I don't think they were, because when I was talking to Jonathan about my suspicions, he was like, yeah, I kind of feel that way too, because, my mom would always get angry at me for certain things, and, I would tell her, like, why are you getting angry at me for this? And he was like, I don't understand it. And then he was also talking about, like, how he's seen some of those stuff too, and he made him feel uncomfortable. And then that's when I told him, I was like, you see why I killed your mom? Like, do you understand? Because she wouldn't let us be together. Like, nobody will let us be together. And it's kind of sad because it's like, it's obviously, like, I want this, like, I want him, like, I don't care if he's old, I don't care if by the time I turn 18 he's about to be an old ass man, I don't. I love him. There's nobody like him, is what I was trying to explain to him. And then I even told him, like, this is the reason why I killed your mom, because she's being very inappropriate with you, and she wouldn't let us be together. If only she would have let us be together, I don't think I would have ever become a murderer in my life.
I think it's very apparent how much you love
Hmm?
him. It's very apparent how much you love him. I can see that. I can see in the way that you're talking about him.
Was he mad at you?
He was for a good while. He was chain smoking and didn't want me to be able to touch him or anything. He just wanted to do his own thing in the back of the car and like the back seats, away from me.
Why didn't he call the cops on you?
I think the reason why he didn't call the cops is because when we got arrested back in Wood County, back in, I think it was October or whatever, Wood County's like a really bad county for your charges, like the charges that he got. He got a charging for kidnapping and,
And that involved you?
What?
That involved you?
Yeah, and they wouldn't let me testify or say anything because of my age. And I kept telling them, like, I will tell them, what happened and that everything was good. Because they were trying to say that he sex trafficked me. And then they said that wasn't a thing. They said that, you know, the reason why he got arrested is because we were selling pictures of myself and stuff like that. And then I told him, well, that's like, if I want to sell pictures of myself, then let me sell pictures of myself. Like, he's not forcing me to do it. All the pictures you probably see on my phone are probably one way. Like, I don't know what they want to hear. So, but they wouldn't let me testify. That's also another thing that made me really angry. So
he didn't call the cops.
He didn't call the cops because of the whole kidnapping thing and like that. And I think he probably thought that you guys were going to probably work it around to he kidnapped me, killed his mom, probably did a little bit, I don't know. Like, he probably thought that's how it was going to end up, but that's not how it ended up at all. And whenever he got arrested, you know, I told him I loved him, and, you know, I already told him I was going to tell them the truth. If they ever found out about what happened, I was going to tell them. And he was like, okay. He was like, thank you. He was like, I don't think you understand how much it is when people think that I kidnapped you and done all this and da-da-da. And I was like, I understand, and, you know, they're not right to judge you on that or believe that you did that if they don't hear it from the both of us.
And as Hannah and I have said, and that's why we appreciate you telling us the truth, right? Because we only have speculation, right? And we're hearing one side of the story. So now we're getting your side of the story, which helps us, okay?
Right.
And by an extension, you're helping him, right? Because that's what you want. That's what you just told us, that you wanted to help him.
Right.
Okay. It says a lot about how much you love him.
Yeah, it really does.
So was this you then? These messages?
Yeah, well, I don't know who it was to though.
Do you want to just like initial that or something? Can you?
What?
Since you wrote his name on here and blamed him for it, can you? So you're saying this is you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who you sent it to?
I don't.
Did you send it to more than one person?
No. I know I told like one other person that I killed somebody and stuff, and they were asking me if I could kill another person for them, and that's how that went, and that they wanted to come to Mexico.
The phone that you sold in Mexico, was that Nicole's phone? No,
Her phone was left at the house.
her phone's left at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of your old phones that you sold, or was it someone else's?
That was my old phone.
Okay. What about the jewelry that you guys pawned?
It was her jewelry that I found, and I gave it to him.
Okay. And
That's the one that you guys pawned elsewhere, or is that the one you were trying to sell in Mexico?
That's the one that we did in the pawn shop, and then that's what I also asked him if we could do that in Mexico, is to sell her jewelry, and he was like, do whatever you want. And I was like, okay, then I'm gonna sell it.
okay. Do you remember how much money you got for her jewelry?
$700.
$700. Okay. How about the gun? Do you remember?
I think it was like 80.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. Do you know what kind of gun it was?
A pistol.
A pistol. Okay. Do you know what caliber of a pistol? Was it a 45, a 9, a 22, a 40?
I don't know what it was.
That's okay. That's
What
okay.
color was it? Black.
And what about the bullets? Was the gun already loaded, or did you load it? Did you have a box of ammunition?
I loaded it, or whatever, whenever I shot it at the drive-by, and then I made sure that the rifle stayed in the car, and then I got rid of the rifle, and then the bullets or whatever, I threw it at a random stop. I don't know where that was at. I just threw the bullets, and then that's when we ended up finding the gun just to get rid of that.
Okay. Do you think that you threw them out in Arizona?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. How? And I understand that your memory is pretty shoddy sometimes, and that's okay. How long after the shooting would you say that maybe you threw it out the window?
The Brussels?
Yeah,
Like an hour.
an hour. Okay. Were you still driving when? Because you threw it out the window, correct? Were you driving or was Jonathan driving?
I was driving still.
Okay. And then, so you threw the brass out the window, and what about making sure I didn't mishear you? You said that there was other bullets that
Yeah, they were in a plastic bag that I flew out the window.
Was it at the same time, or was it at a different time?
Different time.
Okay, how long would you say that was?
Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes after throwing the brass out? Okay. Okay, just on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember, was there any buildings, or were you just kind of on interstate?
On interstate.
Interstate, okay. Do you remember the interstate that you were on, or no? Okay. Okay. And so her phone was left in the house. You have 2 phones, correct? Okay, what about Jonathan? Does he have a phone? Or did the Mexicans take it?
I think the Mexicans took it.
Okay. Okay. So when you guys took her car, right, was she already deceased?
You mean dead?
Yeah, I'm sorry, dead. Yeah.
I don't know if she was dead or not.
How long after what happened? with the
After
shooting?
how long until I got into the car?
Didn't you put her body in the dumpster?
Well, first we gave it a good minute because to wash off blood and stuff, and then we cleaned up around her. Well, I cleaned up around her because he didn't do anything because he just wanted to get off the blood because he was really upset about the fact that he killed his mom. So I was cleaning up the blood with a mop and stuff, and then I told him like we need to throw the rags or whatever into the washer or something to get rid of more of the evidence. And then I was like, you know what, we need to go to the store and get cleaning supplies. So I went for her wallet that she had on her, and it had all her cards in it. I took that, and then I went, into her closet, started gathering stuff out of there. I went through everything that she mostly had, and then so after that, that's when I went into the car.
Okay.
It was a good minute.
So when you guys took her car, she was already dead. Okay. So it's safe to say she did not give you permission to take her car.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So you just mentioned that he was really upset that he killed his mom.
I have a really bad brain injury. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I was just saying he was really upset that I killed his mom.
I just want to make sure that you're not taking 100% of the blame for something that he.
Well, that's the thing. I'm taking 100% of the blame because it is the truth. I did. I was the one that killed his mom. I was the one that did the shoot-by or whatever. I was just, after killing her, I was like, fuck everybody else because they're always against me. And the reason why I killed her is because she literally wouldn't let us together. And she was so weird about him, and I did not like that. I didn't. And I remember when he was in jail and I was texting her, and she was like, well, I'll see about if you guys can get back together. We'll sit down and talk about it once you turn 18. And I was like, I'm not about to do that. I will literally show up and be with her no matter what.
So she was really trying to keep you guys apart?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you, you or Jonathan, you said that you had like her credit cards and stuff. Did you take money out of her bank account? Did you try?
I did. I took out, she had $30,000 in there, and I took out all of it.
Okay.
3 or 30?
3.
Okay.
Where did you do that? Where did that happen?
At like a whole bunch of different banks of ATMs.
Okay. Was it all in Ohio or was it?
It was as we were passing through every state.
Okay.
And it was like a couple of times for each state that I did it.
Okay. And then what did you use that money for?
Like toward cigarettes, food, and I think gas, yeah.
Gas. Did you stay in a hotel? So you did stay in the car the whole time?
We didn't stay in the car that long because, I don't know where I was at. there was a couple of hotels that I did book online or whatever with her card.
Okay, with her credit card? Okay, and so you guys stayed there? Okay. Real quick, I just want to circle back. Jonathan was wearing an ankle monitor? What was that for?
He was on, like he couldn't leave Ohio, but he was allowed to be in Ohio until his court hearing.
I see.
Like house arrest?
Yeah.
So when you guys put her in the dumpster, did he still have the ankle monitor?
I put her in the dumpster and.
I'm sorry, you're right, that's what you said. So when you put her in the dumpster, but he was there, was his ankle monitor on?
Yeah, I flipped it off like whenever we were on our way to head out to Mexico, and I threw it out the window.
Okay, still in Ohio, it was thrown out. Okay, did it beep or anything?
I don't know what happened.
You just tossed it out, okay.
How long had you been planning to kill Nikki?
I wasn't planning on killing her. It was honestly, whenever I ran away and was with him, he was like, you know, my mom doesn't want you here, you know, you're gonna have to hide yourself. And I was like, I'm not about to do that. Like, I love you, I wanna be with you, and I don't care, like, what she has to say about it. Like, I'll straight up, you know, hit her, like, I don't care. And then, you know, it was like a couple hours that he was gone for it, that he was talking to his mom apparently. And I was like, well, you have 5 hours because I'm not about to pretend like I don't exist and that I can only talk to you and stuff. Like, I want us to be together, like, I want to be with you. And then, you know, not even 1 hour through it, he didn't do anything. So I went out there and I did it.
And where was he when it happened?
He was out in, like, the dining room, and then when it happened, he, like, ran out into the bedroom, and I think he was, like, in the pillows, like, screaming for help. Like, well, not screaming for help, he was, like, screaming. Like, I think he was really had PTSD over because he was in the military.
And you said you were in the kitchen when it
Yeah.
happened? Okay, and she was putting something in the fridge or the freezer?
Fridge.
Okay, and you like grabbed her from behind?
No, I flipped her around and
Okay. And then did you push her onto the ground? And were you on top of her or beside her?
on top of her.
Kind of straddling her? Okay.
Where did this rock come from though? If you were
I found it outside.
So you had
I had, like, one leg, like, in there.
already set
Mm-hmm.
before you started strangling her.
Had that been your plan, was to hit her with the rock?
Where did you put the rock?
I threw it away.
No. So that was in with the trash, right? But before you strangled her,
I put it by the cabinet that had snacks in it.
okay, did she see that rock beforehand?
It was right by the refrigerator.
Okay.
It was, like, in that,
Where did you get the rock from
outside.
in your yard? Okay. Because I'm not familiar with the area. Like I said, this is where I work here in El Paso. So does she live near woods, or is the landscaping have rocks? How big would you say this rock was?
This big.
Okay. And did you get it from the front yard, backyard?
What, from the front or backyard?
Mm-hmm.
I got it from, like, off, like, right here. Like, so kind of in the front yard, but not, but, like, also, like, the street walk.
Okay. If I were to ask you to draw me a picture, could you show that to me?
No.
No.
I can't.
Draw? I can't draw stick figures, so don't worry. But it was, so if you're looking at the front door.
It's, like, right in this area.
Okay.
When did you take the rock into the kitchen versus when the strangulation happened?
I did it whenever we were asleep. I, you know, was right before I told him or whatever. I put it right there or whatever. I was like, you got 5 hours.
So about an hour before this happened, you said, because it was like an hour later, nothing had happened. So an hour before it happened, you put the rock in the kitchen. Okay. And that was kind of your plan of what you were going to do. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
What is the why 5 hours?
What?
Why 5 hours?
I don't know. I thought it would have, like, make him, like, on beat or on, I don't know.
Okay.
He was, but, like, he couldn't do it himself. So I was like, go in the room, you know, get out of my way. And I was like, I took it and I started.
Do you remember when the clock started? Like, was it at 3 o'clock and you said you had until 8 o'clock?
I think it was like 9.
At night?
No, in the morning.
In the morning is when the clock started. 9, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So would you say, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, what time would you say it happened?
I know it was, maybe it was 12 because I think it was like around like 4 p.m. or something.
4 p.m.
That he got into him. Because I remember him when we were talking about way later down the road, he was like, you literally killed my mom and you literally gave me until 4 p.m. And he was like, I can't believe you. And he was like, I love you so much, but like at the same time, I don't know how I feel about this, is what he was saying.
And in those 4 or 5 hours that you gave him, how were you feeling? Like, what was going through your mind?
I was like wondering if he was actually going to do it or not.
Okay. What were you like sad, upset? Were you getting mad as time was going by?
I was sleeping.
You were sleeping. Okay. And so then you woke up, and then what happened?
Well, I didn't wake up. I was laying down or whatever in bed, and I heard them talking, and I was like, time is coming by fast. I was like, what is he doing? And then that's when I ran out there, pushed him aside, made him go to the room, and then that's when I full on took her life.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure I understand. You said you gave him 5 hours, but then earlier you said like an hour had gone by and nothing happened. So did you kill her at
Well,
an
no,
hour?
I meant like an hour went on by until like I noticed that he didn't do anything.
Oh, okay, so like 6 hours later.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we are clear because I'm still a little confused. So 5 hours had happened, nothing
I gave him 5 hours to do it. An hour went by, and I noticed that I didn't
after
do
the 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't notice that he didn't do anything, so then that's when I went out there.
Okay.
Was this on the weekend or a weekday?
I don't know what it was.
Does she work? No.
She gets disability insurance too.
For military or just like?
I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
Did she know that you were in the house, or were you hiding in the
I
house?
was hiding in the house.
Okay. How long had you been hiding in the house?
3 days.
3 days. Where were you hiding in the house?
I was hiding in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. Does she not use that room?
No, she has her own bathroom.
Okay. Okay. So were you spending all day in the bathroom?
Yeah, like I said, I was mostly sleeping all the time.
Okay. Were you sleeping on the floor or in the tub?
In the tub.
Okay. Why didn't you hide in his room?
Because he didn't. He didn't like want that. He was all against me even staying there. Like he wanted us to be together, and I was like, well, I'm about to run away, so it's either I can go be with you or I'll find somebody else. And he was like, okay. And then, I showed up, and then he was like the same way he was whenever I murdered his mom. He's like, I don't know what you want to do. Go hide in there.
So he told you to hide in the bathroom?
Yeah.
There's not like a guest room that you could have gone in? Did, was there ever any close calls, especially if Nikki doesn't work?
And it's not close calls. She doesn't even go down that area.
Okay, so it's in a different section of the house then? Okay. How did that make you feel that he relegated you to the bathroom?
He didn't relegate me. It was kind of more so I showed up out of nowhere, and he was really not knowing what to do.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Where did you show up from?
Where did I show up from? I showed up from his back window in his room.
Okay, no, but before that, where were you?
Oh, where was I? Before I went to his house?
Yeah.
I was in a car, and before I was in the car, I was at my independent living house.
Okay.
So you went from the independent living house to his house, and that's when you ran away? Okay.
Whose car were you in?
I don't know the person I drove in with. I just asked somebody to give me a ride.
Okay.
So you went straight from there to the house?
Okay. And was it in daylight hours, nighttime?
Daylight hours.
Daylight, and then you just knocked on his window? Okay. And then how did you get into the house?
I went through his window.
Okay. Is it a one-story house? Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Well, is there a second floor? No. Is there a basement? Okay. So more than likely one story. Okay. here, there's no basements here in El Paso, right? And I know in other areas there's basements, so I'm just trying to understand. Do you know what this room is from?
I don't know. Probably from the officers.
Like,
Like I said, she literally kicked me, threw me, and everything.
okay. So when she was in the kitchen, right? When this all happened, had she known that you were in the house before that? No. Okay. So it was a shock to her that you were in the house
I'm pretty sure that's what shocked her whenever I went to go kill her.
because she wasn't expecting you in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I remember is that she dropped her flavored water on the ground.
Okay. What kind? Was it one of those
Can or
can?
No bottle.
Okay. Do you remember what kind of flavored water it was? No. Okay. Okay. And so you went to Walmart, and so you picked up. How did you get to Walmart?
How did I get to Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
I made him drive.
Excuse me?
I made him drive.
You made him drive.
I was telling him every time, like, whenever I needed to go somewhere, like, for the stores and stuff, especially whenever I killed her, like, for cleaning and stuff, I was like, you're gonna drive me to the store, or else I'm turning you in. And I was like, do you want me to turn you in? And then that's what made him really drive me to places.
And whose car were you driving?
It was
he
like,
driving? Okay. Does he have his own car?
Mhm.
No. Okay. And
white SUV?
so it was the white SUV?
Mhm.
Okay. How did you pay for the cleaning supplies?
her money.
Or money? Was it cash or a debit or credit card?
Cash.
Cash. Okay.
Was the cash that you paid for, was that from an ATM or was that cash that she had on her?
18.
18?
Okay. So you stopped at an ATM first to take out money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you know her PIN number?
Her PIN number?
Mm-hmm.
She had it, like, she obviously, like, has her safe and everything, but, like, right behind her safe or whatever, there was, like, a piece of paper.
Okay. So you got it from there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did, like, a very deep search on her house. What?
How did you get into the safe?
How did I get into the safe? I didn't go into the safe. That's the one thing I did not mess with because I was, like, really worried that it was rigged.
What do you mean rigged?
I don't know, sometimes if you put the wrong PIN code into anything, it freaking goes off.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. So, I would hope she wouldn't have her safe, set with, I don't know, dynamite or
But
something.
with her dating Superman, anything.
Touche. Did she have any guns in the house?
She had the one, that's the gun that we took and pawn shopped.
Okay. So, was it registered to him or Jonathan? Do you know?
It was trying to register to her.
Her. Where did you find that gun?
Where did I find it?
Or Jonathan? Who?
I found it on the table that was in the, like, in the kitchen room.
Was it in a drawer or?
No, it was on the table.
Just, she kept it out in the open?
Yeah, she kept her gun there, she kept her weed all up on there.
Okay. Did you guys take the weed? Okay. Did she have?
What?
Any other drugs that she had?
Okay. Was it weed like to smoke or was it in form of gummies?
It was gummies and informed to smoke too.
Okay.
There was like the I don't know what they're called. Yeah, it was just gummies, the actual like plant itself, and then there was the carts that you put in vapes.
Okay.
Were those the gummies that were in the car? When's the last time you smoked?
Like marijuana? I don't know, like 3 days ago. I don't think I smoked the morning that I got caught, so.
Okay. So you're not like high right now or anything? So I know you said you went and got high after you killed her, but now, like, do you feel bad about killing her? Or are you just kind of like, whatever?
I don't feel bad about it because she was inappropriate towards him and she wouldn't let us be together. And you know what they say, like, let people do them, let people be people, like, don't interfere with somebody's life because it's gonna come right back on you.
Do you think she deserved to die for that?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, it's not like she was about to die anyways. So it's not like it's literally like we all die at some point. It's not like she was literally about to die.
She was literally about to die?
I'm meaning it as like she was old already, and people, all of us, people in general, we all die at some point, and she was literally close to that age of dying. So I feel like it doesn't matter if I killed her or not, and I killed her because she gave me really two good reasons. She wouldn't let us to be together, and she was very inappropriate towards him.
So
And it's like, she didn't have friends, she didn't have family. So it's like, honestly, it's like I killed a nobody.
Well, what about the lady that was shot in Arizona?
I don't know about that person. I did that one out of anger.
Okay.
I just wanted to blow off steam and I didn't even think about that.
Were you guys?
But I honestly think that one didn't have anybody either, to be honest. She was literally in a blanket on the bus stop, on her phone, with glasses.
So was she sitting down? Okay. But if she is dead, which I don't know, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, she was just an innocent bystander and you were angry and you shot someone that did nothing to you.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could have not shot her. That was the first time I shot somebody in my life. Well, tried to shoot.
Right.
So she could still honestly be alive. And honestly, and another thing is, I honestly did research on that. I was seeing if anything popped up for Arizona about somebody getting shot, and nothing did. And then I did even a bigger search. I was looking to see if somebody tried to attempt murder. No search there.
Okay.
So I don't think she honestly did die. I honestly think she was like that person from out and then moved out of the West Station. I don't know.
So were you using your phone to look that up?
What?
The research?
No, I used a computer.
Where at?
Yeah, where's the computer?
It was like at one of the hotel rooms.
Okay. What about, have you been worried that they found Nikki? Have you been trying to figure out if?
I'm pretty sure they haven't found her because just the simple fact that like my stuff and his stuff aren't plastered out there like crazy. And I don't think they would have even known if she was killed because, like I said, the trash literally took all the evidence. I cleaned it up pretty damn well. And, you know, the place that I dropped her body off at, nobody was there around at that time. It was dark. It was literally like creek dark type of dark. And I made sure that, you know, it looked like normal trash in the big dumpster, so.
Okay. Actually, that's a good point. When you had her wrapped in a tarp, did it look like a body wrapped in a tarp? Or because, I mean, it looks like a body wrapped in a tarp, right?
No, it did not look like a body.
How did you get it to not look like a body wrapped in a tarp?
I folded her body up.
Okay. Was it difficult to fold her body up?
I mean, it sort of was, but not really.
Okay.
It was like lifting weights multiple times.
Okay. So she was folded in half. Okay. And
Not in half, like, you know how people can go like this?
okay. Okay.
And you put your head in.
Okay.
And it's not like you chopped her body up into 10 million pieces or anything like that. Okay.
So she's still in one piece. Okay. And then you said you used saran wrap.
Mhm.
Did you use an entire thing of saran wrap?
I think so.
Okay. Where did you get that saran wrap from?
I got it from the store because that's where I got all the cleaning supplies.
Okay. Did you get the tarp from Walmart as well?
Mhm.
Okay. What section of Walmart did that have to come from? Do you remember?
The cleaning side of Walmart, where the laundry stuff would be at. For the saran wrap, I think that's honestly like right in the kitchen, right where the silverware and stuff would be.
Okay. And then you did not use tape to tape up? Okay. All right. So when you put her in the dumpster, it just looked like a piece of trash. Did you get in the dumpster or try to move stuff on top of her?
No, I was doing it through the square that they have.
I forget that some dumpsters have that, so you pushed her in through the square. Okay.
Was she heavy?
I mean, a little bit, but not really. She was like half of my weight.
Was she short? Or?
She was short.
Would you say she was more like my size?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you shoved her in, and then did you close the door? What happened
I
next?
closed the door and then I got in the car and I told him to go.
Okay.
And then that's when I told him, I was like, we're cutting off your ankle, not your ear, and we're going to Mexico.
Okay. And so by this time you said it was dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
What time would you say it was?
Probably got to be in the AMs.
Oh,
It's like almost midnight.
Yeah.
okay. And so you get back to the house?
No, we didn't go to the house.
You didn't?
That's when I told him we were going to drive out.
Immediately after putting her in the dumpster?
So you cleaned before you took her to the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then how did you cut off his ankle monitor?
I bought him, what's it called, like the bolt cutters, I think they're called, and I did that and I threw it out.
Okay.
Those are usually on pretty tight, aren't they? No?
His was a little bit loose and the bandit's only, like,
Yeah.
Okay. And then you just started driving? Okay. What was the first state that you hit after you left Ohio?
Indiana.
Indiana, okay. So can you excuse me for just 1 second?
After Kaitlyn's startling confession, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation re-examined Nicole's residence to search for further evidence that could corroborate Kaitlyn's account. Small blood spatter stains were found in the kitchen, which were swabbed and sent for analysis. Detectives determined that the truck which picked up the dumpster containing Nicole's body was equipped with GPS. Acting on this information, they visited the local landfill and spoke with the operations manager, who provided a map indicating where the truck had likely dumped Nicole's body. The designated area, measuring 100 square feet by 15 to 20 feet deep, was cordoned off. After considering various factors such as EPA requirements, logistics, health exposure risks to personnel, and the likelihood of finding Nicole's remains, authorities decided not to undertake a search of the landfill. On May 11th, Mexican authorities transferred custody of Jonathan Jones to the FBI in El Paso. During an interview with Jonathan, he confirmed Kaitlyn's accounts of the events. Both Kaitlyn and Jonathan were then transferred back to Ohio to face charges for their crimes. Jonathan Jones was indicted on charges of aggravated murder, felonious assault, aggravated burglary, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Kaitlyn Coones, tried as an adult, was charged with aggravated murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. On June 4, 2024, both Coones and Jones accepted plea deals and were sentenced to life in prison with the eligibility of parole after 25 years. Despite the best efforts of law enforcement, the remains of Nicole Jones have yet to be found.